Good morning, Jodi-Anne.
Good morning, Joan. Nice to see you.
So nice to see you too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited that you're going to join us yet again in
I
a
know.
family
Yay!
constellation, which is so exciting. And I mean, I love family constellations. The magic that happens on the day never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, yeah. And the venue you provide in nature, to me, that's heaven on earth. So it's like everything comes in to alignment to enable the information to come through. So it's gorgeous. Yeah.
It is so gorgeous. And just saying that because, often we're in the front garden under the walnut
Mm.
tree, and the black cockatoos, which I call the ancient ones,
Hmm.
often land in those trees, not necessarily on the day of our event,
Yeah, yeah.
but I just love that they are gifting that area with their energy.
Yeah, yeah, it's a stunning space. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. It makes it so much easier for everyone's nervous system to slow down and calm. And when we get into that still space, that's what makes it easier for the energy and the information, etc., to come through. So it's the meditations, all of those processes, that's what they're actually doing, is helping us all to slow down and ground and come into our bodies, to come into presence and stillness, and that's when we can receive. So it's like our bodies, our nervous systems are no longer fighting against or in our normal resistance and protective mechanisms because we've slowed, calmed, and are feeling safe. So, yeah, I love that about the day, the whole day, just being in that beautiful still space with an open heart. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and we totally try to organize it so it's not like tick, tick, tick. So there
Yeah.
is that spaciousness in between,
Yeah, the flow.
the
Yeah.
flow, because you never know how it's going to go, really.
Mm.
We do the timekeeping, but you want to go with the flow, and you
Yeah.
want people to be able to have their experience and
Yeah.
some completion before you move on. And
Yeah, and then the adjusting to, oh, apparently we're doing this now.
yes, well, and this year I'm excited that we've penciled in that space between you and Connie with the chakra dance for
Mm.
integration, some snacks, some drinks,
Yeah.
non-alcoholic, of course, cuppas
Yeah.
and filled water, so that people can have that transition time, which I think is really
Mm.
important. Less
Yes.
is more. Mm,
Gentleness. It's all about the gentleness and the safety. So yeah, beautiful. Nurturance. Yeah.
wonderful. So, my dear, this lovely segue into our first question is,
Mhm.
Jodi, please tell us about yourself and why you keep facilitating family constellations after all these years.
Because I love it and because it is just so diverse. So, family constellations, it's also called systemic constellations, looks at whatever issue you're wanting to work with. So it could be anything from finances to health to relationships to, self-esteem, issues with parents, issues with partners or friends. So basically, any area that you're feeling stuck and you don't know why you're stuck. So it's looking for what is in my blind, my
Mhm.
blind spot. What aren't I seeing that is holding me back? And basically, it's a process for opening up to, whether you call it the quantum field or the systemic field, but you're opening up to receive information and guidance from sources outside of ourselves. And
Mm.
sometimes it shows that the issue is related to, something from your own past. It might be something from childhood, a fear, a conditioning, a defense mechanism, something that is trying to protect you and keep you safe. So therefore, it won't let you go in the direction that you're wanting to go because it doesn't think it's safe. And so, what Constellations does is give us a way to talk to those parts of us or people from our past or whatever the situation was, to actually come to peace with it, to actually resolve the stuckness so that we can then turn and move forward. And we use the word entanglements. We're entangled with the past or we're entangled with that issue. And when we do the process, we disentangle, we become free of those knots, those binds, so that we literally, instead of being looking back at the past and not available to now, we can actually finally turn to face our future. We can actually start to move forward with all of our energy available to go in that direction. Plus, we get the support of our ancestors and our family system because as we heal the wounds and the hurts, we actually get to start to feel the strength, the love, and the support of our family system. So when you're looking at an issue, it could be related to childhood, like I said, or it might be that you're actually carrying a wound or a pain from someone back in your family system. So someone, it could be parents, but it could be grandparents, great grandparents, great aunt, someone in the system went through some trauma or tragedy that didn't get healed. They didn't get the opportunity to feel it. They didn't have the skills, the knowledge, the opportunity. And so that pain stayed in the family system. And science has even shown now that when we go through traumas, it changes the way our DNA expresses. So chemical tags get attached to the alleles on the genes and basically turn them on or off. And so that then gets passed down through the egg and the sperm to the next generation, and they get this DNA that may have a gene already turned on for like hypervigilance, for fear, or for danger around relationships, or heaven forbid, but if someone back in the family system died in childbirth, well, you might have someone 2 or 3 generations later that has an absolute fear of getting pregnant, absolute, terror at the idea of getting pregnant, because back in the DNA, back in the family history, is this belief that pregnancy can lead to death. And so if this person's wanting to have a baby, and they could be trying all of the, the nutritional, the medical, the physical, all of the things they want to do to get themselves in the best opportunity to get pregnant, if they haven't healed this back here, which they might not even be aware of, it's going to be impacting their ability to actually have their energy body and their physical body say, yes, yes, I am willing to become pregnant. I am willing to take that risk. I am willing to offer myself as a vessel for this soul to come through, to be birthed here for their journey on earth. And so that's what we call an entanglement. You're entangled with the ancestor from the past and that unhealed trauma. And so what constellation does is bring that to light so that we can witness it, honor it, hand back the pain, and not necessarily to the ancestor, but to Mother Earth or to Source. But it's like we're releasing it out of the client, the individual's body and nervous system, so they can have peace.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, and the tears and the laughter that
Yes.
comes out of these experiences.
Yeah, because it's very sacred, very, very sacred. Yeah.
And I was even imagining, like you say, about not the fear of getting pregnant. It could even be the partner, the guy
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
afraid of losing his partner. So maybe something in him is holding back from impregnating her.
Well, that is a known scenario. So if it's a male in that family system with that issue, they might have difficulty doing any long-term relationships because something in them says, I can't commit, it's too dangerous, I could hurt someone, I could kill someone. So they have this absolute fear, from nothing that they've done, but because of the history, they have this absolute fear of actually being in a committed relationship. So they could go through their whole life struggling from, short-term relationships or no relationships because something back here is putting an alarm system on saying that's not safe, that's not safe.
Amazing. This is going to be so incredible for people that like on the day are setting their intention for 2025.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Their goal of where they're wanting to move to.
fresh start, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So, can you give our viewers just a little bit of an idea, if they don't know anything about family constellations, about what it's going to look like on the day?
Yeah, sure. So basically, one of the things I love about coming and doing the events with you with Solstice is you get a large group. And so when more than one gathers, we have the sacredness of the energy that is ramped up because we're getting all of everyone's vibration and the space being held, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a big group scenario like that, I would usually start with a little guided visualization just so that we can all go within. We can invite our family system, our ancestors, to come in as close as feels comfortable to you. Some people might not feel good about having mum or dad close. They might need them to be quite a way back if there's unresolved issues. But we invite in the family system so that their energy is present and that they're open to receiving the healing and supporting the healing. And because it's solstice and it's about the light, summer solstice, we're going to connect in with source, we're going to connect in with Mother Earth, we're going to invite in our higher self. So we're actually connecting with our wholeness instead of being split off. Because when we're split off from our family, if we're pushing them away because mum and dad or whoever hasn't been safe, we're actually cutting off our energy supply. And that will over time lead to burnout, exhaustion, fatigue, all of those things, because we're not allowing the energy to flow through to us. And so, that's another one of the types of blocks that we look to move through. So we'll do a little meditation to fuel us up with energy. And then I'll invite people that would like to have a session to put their hand up, and we will do probably 2 or 3, it normally ends up being, that we have time for, examples of a constellation. And because we're only going to be having a short time, we'll probably just do something simple like a client, their issue, and a block to the issue, and we'll put representatives of that into the space. And so what that means is we will literally invite people that are there holding space and watching to be, would you be mum? Would you be dad? Would you be money? Would you be health? Whatever it is, would you be my block? And so when those people say yes, and they can say no if they don't want to, but when they say yes, the client will guide them into the middle of our circle, into a space, and we're mapping out the current issue. And it's very much an intuitive process. And that's why family constellations is called constellations, because it's like a map of the stars. It's like we're mapping the energy dynamics of that issue for that person.
Yeah.
And then basically, because they've said yes, they will start to download, to receive insights, feelings, messages, thoughts. It can even be pains in the body. They will start to feel what is relevant for that issue. So if they were playing, for instance, mum or dad or grandpa or whoever, they might actually feel like they have, a pain in an arm or a shoulder. And it turns out that grandpa had that as well, kind of thing. So it's just like confirmation that their energy is present and is with us. And so then I just facilitate the process, give healing sentences to say. People will move into different positions. And it's a beautiful, flowing, unpredictable process, because you never know what's going to happen, because you're really opening up to receive the information from the field. And it's, of course, up to the client to be willing to feel whatever arises and to honor what comes up. So we want to stay out of the mind and actually be in the heart. And yeah, it comes into this resolution. And sometimes the resolution is just an insight. Sometimes it's an understanding of, oh, so that is why, I've felt like this, or I've done this, or some of the most beautiful resolutions, and why I love to continue doing it, is seeing love coming back into family systems, seeing people open back up to receiving and giving love. Because when if you've had an estrangement with a family member, a sibling, a parent, etc., and you do it in a constellation and you see, oh, mum was just tangled up with the death of her, little sister, and her heart was broken and she was over there looking at them still. She hadn't actually turned back to be present here now, to be here fully with us. And
Mhm.
as her child, I could feel her heart wasn't fully available to me, but I
Yeah.
assumed it was me. I assumed she didn't love me. She didn't like me. She didn't want to spend time with me. But the
Yeah.
constellation helps you to see, oh, mum was actually stuck. She was entangled over there in her grief, in her
Mm.
trauma. And that enables, your judgment, your resentment, your anger, your hurt, all of that to soften for you to then move up into the grief and then to move back up into, peace and acceptance of what is. And so it's so freeing and liberating.
Mm.
And so, yeah, I don't know fully what we'll see on the day, but I'm sure it'll be beautiful.
Well, and what I also love about the constellation work is that, like we've mentioned, people, someone puts their hand up to work on their stuff, then
Yeah,
they choose who's going to be who, and then they sit down, and then the constellation happens. But even the people that are sitting on the edges holding space get an insight, get a
yeah,
shift, get a healing. So
yeah.
it's just such a holistic process.
Yeah, because the human story is very similar. Might be
Mm.
slightly different characters involved, but we all go through similar hurts or similar losses, similar challenges, etc. So yes, witnessing it, you get that healing inside you too, because you go, oh, that's how I am with my parent, or that's how I am with my partner, or yes, I've got that fear about success too, or yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the
Well,
other thing that's always beautiful is the people that get asked to represent, there's absolutely no coincidence that they get asked for the role that they get asked for, because it's like it's relevant to them. It's an issue they have in their life as well. So they get to not only witness it, but they get to feel it.
yeah,
So they get to feel it from the other person's perspective. So it's like, one constellation I was in that oh, back in the day, back when I had challenges with my beautiful mother, who I absolutely adore and love, and am so grateful that I'm now close with, um, the client had absolute hate towards her mother because of the past, and just so much hurt and resentment. And I got to be the mum, and I got to feel this daughter coming towards me
mhm.
with this hate, with this hurt, with this venom, with this desperation and judgment and all of this. And I'm there holding space for the process, but I'm like, oh my God, mummy, I'm so sorry I did that to you. Because I could feel like
Mm.
what my mother must have gone through in my process with her. And so, it was so deeply healing for me, even as, holding space and facilitating and all the rest of it, because you
Mm.
just get these deeper insights all the time. You get taken to the next layer and the next layer and the next layer of opening and opening and opening and opening. And
I
that's,
know, because I've done constellations with you,
yeah,
and I've been like, oh my God, I thought I was done with that. But like you say, it's
mm,
another layer that comes through.
yeah. And then you get to the absolute joy and bliss. And that's the stage that I'm dropping in and out of. I won't say I'm there all the time, absolutely not. But once you actually do clear out the blockages and you
Mm.
come just into acceptance of your life, acceptance of the people in it and everything that's
Mhm.
happened, you just get to be and to flow. And then that enables you to open up even more to the universal support, the higher energies and guidance. And you can do constellations on that too. So you can put representatives in for your higher self, for your soul, for past lives, for
Mhm. Mhm.
for God, for Jesus, for Mother Mary, for Buddha, whoever. And you can actually access their energies and do work on that level too. So it's just such an adaptable tool. So
Well, it is so adaptable, and it's yeah, I'm glad you spoke to that because it shows the comprehensiveness of the
yeah,
access point for this work.
yeah.
We're gonna have to finish soon, but something I
Hmm.
wanted to say to the viewers is that in case you're new to this, um, it doesn't feel like you've been taken over or possessed or anything like
Oh,
that. Like you just
no.
feel this energy and like, because I've done this work with
Yeah.
Jodi, it's been like, oh my God, I'm feeling so much anger here. Isn't that interesting? But I never felt like
Yes.
I didn't have a choice to step out of it or something.
Yeah.
felt like I was an actor on a stage, but I was being told what to say.
Yes, yeah, literally, you are being guided by the field. And so, yeah, you have absolute control. And as you said, the opportunity to step out if it doesn't feel comfortable or to breathe through it, to witness that it's actually not yours. You're actually just feeling it for someone else. So, yes, there's absolutely no need to be concerned or have fear or worry with that. It's very much about evolution. And to me, that's the path we're all on, healing and ascension. And
Mm.
ascension isn't leaving the body to the light, it's bringing the light into our body and embodying it to live here as the light. So that's what I
Wonderful.
love.
Well,
Yeah.
and also, so I just want to put a plug in that if you're watching this, you think, oh, I so want to come, but I can't. Jodi-Anne is also accessible by Zoom and in the physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her
Yeah.
details, you can, well, you say that you speak to that, Jody.
Yeah, so it's just my website's my name. It's jodiannemsmith.com. So M for Mary, or my middle name's actually Michelle. And yeah, you can do it as an individual appointment. You can do it as a group workshop. And I also run training to teach people how to do family constellations for themselves and others. And so, yes, I love this work, and I'm grateful that you've invited me back for another summer solstice to celebrate all day long. And in fact, it
Woohoo!
can be even longer if you want.
I know it's a 12-hour day now if they come for the sunrise ceremony. How exciting is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh God, wonderful. Jodi-Anne, thank you so much for your time, your wisdom, and your commitment to humanity for holding space for people to access some entanglements to
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
perhaps find peace and freedom.
Absolutely. Yeah. May we all find peace and enjoy. So, yeah, lovely,
Hallelujah.
Joan.
Thank you, gorgeous. And I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Beautiful. Much love. Mwah.
Thank you, and much love back to you. Bye for now.
Bye.